Matt, we'll get the fun stuff out of the way first. Is there any good news on the injury front this week?
Not amazing news, if I'm going to be honest. Lenny Agbear's suffered some damaging bone bruising, the extent of which we don't know a time frame as it stands at the minute, but it's going to be a few weeks, I think. We hope it's going to be that. It could stretch into longer. So that's a bit of a blow. Sean McWilliams has trained this week, so that's good. Obviously, Paolo returns after the birth of his child, so congratulations to both of them too. Obviously, delighted for them, and I think that'll release a lot of good energy from Paolo. I think obviously it's a bit of an anxious time, and I think now watching him train, he looks like he's got his swagger back. So I'm looking forward to seeing that Saturday.
Great stuff. So nobody else back apart from him for this weekend?
No, it doesn't look that way as it stands. We're hopeful Kiana Tete potentially. He's got a bit of a late fitness test, so we'll see. We've still got one or two who I'm questionable, but the other ones I've just mentioned, they'll be out.
In terms of Nombe, have you had a more definitive steer yet on timescales?
Not really, and it's nothing we're gonna put a definite time on. He's obviously an important player to us. We don't want to rush him back. However, at the same time, I could do him back Saturday. So we'll keep pushing him. He wants to be pushed. He's been excellent, certainly for myself, since I come into this football club. And he's a big miss for us, and we can't wait to get him back. But at the same time, we have to make sure that he comes back in with the right vein of form and make sure he's physically able to.
We've had the chance to speak to your new signing, Martin Sherif. He's a confident lad. What are your first impressions of him? Because it seems like you sold the club well to him to get him here.
Yeah, I think there were a huge amount of interest, and I know a lot of managers do say that, but I genuinely know there were a lot of interest, and we had a good Zoom meeting. I think he saw the other side of the game. I think a lot of managers know how to set a team up, know how to operate, know how to individual develop, yada yada yada. But it's the other stuff, other side of it, and I think certainly, obviously, with my probably development background and working with younger players and developing them, I think that was one thing that stood out to him, and I'm really appreciative of the fact that Everton have trusted us with his development, because I know he's a big player for them, and he'll be a big player in the future for them.
And do you feel that he's ready to go now in League One? You can stick him straight in. You'd be able to use him, because clearly there's a step between scoring at 21s and scoring in senior football.
Yeah, but everybody has to start somewhere, don't they? So it doesn't matter who you are, like people would have probably said about Alan Lee or Michael Smith or Kiefer Moore or Alex Ravel or you name it, the strikers, Adam Lafondra, when he come from Rochdale to Rotherham. And look, everybody has to start somewhere. So I won't be bringing a player into this building if I didn't think he could go into the first team. So I'm excited. I think he'll bring a youthfulness to the team, which I'm looking forward to. And will he have odd drops? Of course he will. That's what happens with younger players, as we all do know in this first 4-game period. However, the longer project and the longer term out thinking with Martin is it'll develop and his consistency levels will grow. That's why Everton have probably sent him out on loan.
From a coaching perspective, are you excited to see how he can grow over this next year?
I'm excited to see how they all can grow, and I know that sounds like a bit of a bog standard statement, but I am. Arjani, Martha, Denzel, all. We've got some promising younger players. Lenny Agbear obviously has got a struggling injury at the minute, which isn't great. But look, we've brought players in around the age group that I wanted to. We might need one or two with a little bit more experience to help that around them. I'm still shifting, looking at the group, seeing exactly what it is I need. There's still days left of the window. I'm well aware that I might have to shift out to bring back in. So look, I'd like to think there'll be a bit of dealing going off in this next period, this week and a half, which is going to be tough, obviously, with Carabao Cup and the small matter of 2 local derbies. So there's going to be a lot going off, but there's no other way I like it.
So have you got a clear idea on the positions that you want now and the numbers that you'd like to get in?
I have, and look, we've got a lot of numbers in at the minute, probably too many if I'm going to be honest. We've got, probably more players in the group that I've ever had. A lot of them, we've got 6 or 7 younger players who probably need development loans. There's players who I've seen, who I really like, players I didn't get opportunities to probably see at the back end of last season. And some of them impressed me, some of them need a lot more work or things that we need to do with them. So, and I'm well aware that other clubs will be doing exactly the same we're doing. So there'll be offers coming in for our players if we deem them to be acceptable and good enough and we can replace, and that's what we'll be do. I'm still well aware, and I think I need another centre back. However, if I think I need another midfield player or another left wing back, I'll take it to the chairman. My job's to try and make the team as good as it can be, and chairman goes along with that as well. So we're kind of happy with his business so far. But we look, I've said we're not going to correct everything in one transfer window. We've had a lot of turnover of players, a lot of turnover of management, and obviously it's my job to kind of straighten that up, realign where we want to go, and make sure moving forward it's a team that looks like a Rotherham United team.
Is there anything close ahead of the Wigan game, or is it likely all to be done in a frenetic last week of the window?
Well, I mean, everybody will say, well, why don't you get it done now? If it were that straightforward, everybody would do it now. However, we're all well aware of the transfer deadline manoeuvres and days, and things happen, things get triggered, somebody who isn't available might be available, and sometimes, I'm going to be honest, you have to hold your nerve a little bit. You have to wait for that one to come that you thought were going to come, and if he doesn't come, then you have to move on to your next one. And look, I think that there's a bit of a myth sometimes with football fans when the next day is done, they go, why didn't you get it done? You've had 2-3 months to get that done. That isn't the case. If we did, everything would be done and there wouldn't be a transfer deadline day. So everything kind of moves on later on. There's Carabao Cup action, there's younger players who managers probably still want to look out. Is he part of my plans, is he not? And obviously everybody has to fill their 25-man squad now. So there's all those question marks that go into it.
I've seen a few suggestions that a few players have been told that they might not be part of your plans, that they can move on. Kieran McGuckin's one, Jack Holmes, Sean McWilliams. Is that the case? Are they people that potentially could leave before the end of the window?
No, I haven't come out and said that. If offers come in for those players and they want to move and we feel like it's in best interest. Look, I got a bit of stick for saying it when Sam Nombe were for sale. Every one of our players is for sale. We can't sit here and say if a realistically good offer comes in, we won't consider it as long as we can improve the group, and they're the decisions that'll come along. The squad is too big, I can openly say that, but the players that you've just named, I haven't had conversations yet, and we'll see how it goes. And if it is that the window shuts and players are still here, then they're the players we work with, and they're the players we keep developing, and they're the players we send out to battle to try and get 3 points.
Josh Ayres is one lad that's gone out to Cleethorpes for a month. Thoughts on that? Good opportunity for him. Has he still got very much a hopes and future here?
Look, it's just about playing games. So like we can't give him game time. So we need to look at ways. We're a Category 3 academy, so we have players probably who come into our academy who arguably, and I mean this in the nicest possible term, shouldn't be training with the first team. They should be in a middle group. We don't have that luxury, so we get them through pre-season. We look at them. Some will come along with the group, and some might need loans. And if that's a successful loan, great. We had Ben Wiles here. His first loan was horrific. However, we saw the bigger picture, and look what he's gone on to achieve. So look, I see first loans as sometimes a wake-up call to younger players, because I don't think they're used to being outside of a comfortable environment. And other times they go out and exceed expectations and do the things that you think they're going to do. So there's different opportunities for loans, but I think that's something that we'll be considering for these younger boys.
Some thoughts on Wigan? Bit of a mixed start to the season, but they've put a few wins on the board already. What are you expecting?
Well, I'm a big fan of Ryan Law. I think he's done well. Obviously, my old mate Glenn Whelan's there, so he's helping out there. I went down to Luton the other night to watch them. They've got good players. They've spent a bit of money in the window. They've got a good strike force. Obviously signed Mullin, Costello and Sadie this window. They've always had good players. I think they've always been a competitive team in this league. Ryan wouldn't have taken that job if he didn't think that they could push on at the top end of this league. So, look, I've got a huge amount of respect and for both Ryan and Glenn and obviously his team. But on Saturday, I don't have much respect for them until after the game finishes, and that's every team we come up against. So, look, they'll come here thinking they can get 3 points, as is a normal League One game. We'll go home. Home form's been excellent. Fans have been amazing behind us. We have to improve our away form. I'm not sat here saying everything's perfect. It isn't. But at home, we've been really good and on the front foot, and I want that to continue.
Given the size of the clubs and where both clubs have played at over the years, over the last decade or so, would you say that both teams are class themselves in transition a bit at the minute, looking to try and get back to that? Because ultimately, both will be trying to aim towards that higher level.
I think it's wrong for me to speak about Wigan. I don't know what their plans and aspirations are, but I think I can't disagree with what you've just said. as I've just said, for all the reasons. Look, that doesn't mean to say, like I've been saying all along, we don't want to win every game we go into. And I know people question, obviously, some things that have happened this season. Nothing that's come as of yet has surprised me. However, I've been disappointed in certain aspects. We can certainly be better in a lot of areas. So nothing's really come as a shock. And I've maintained all along, look, it probably is going to be an up and down season. However, that doesn't mean to say that I want it to be. But I think with the turnover of players, the things that we're trying to achieve, the numbers we're going to be turning over, the bodies we've got in, it's going to take some of these players a little while to get that connection. I think we saw it for 45 minutes against Port Vale, and we've seen it in little snippets for 20, 30 minutes along the way. However, that doesn't win you games of football in this league. We've got to sustain it longer, we've got to be more consistent, and that's something I'm well aware of.
Of course, you're desperate for results. The supporters are desperate for results. But is it important that they recognise what's going on, where you're at, maybe some of the key injuries that you've got, and changes that you might not necessarily want to do, and stick with you essentially at the start of the process as it is?
I don't feel that people aren't sticking with us. I don't feel that people aren't together. I don't feel that. I think one or two voices will always raise the red. Look, that's part and parcel of football. I think we're all in it together. I don't think anybody from outside of where I am and the fans I've come across are all aware of it. I think it's been a bumpy ride. I don't want to keep going over old ground. It has been a bumpy ride, and we're just trying to get the club back to where it has been. But as it took for Ronnie, as it took for Paul Warne, as hopefully it'll take for me, things can take a little bit of time to adjust and get right. I think we're really defined on what it is we're looking to do. I think people from the outside can see what we're looking to do. And all I can ask, and I understand results are very, very important, but all I can ask is that all the fans stick together. We make the New York loud, and obviously last time we were there with the Ronnie Moore game, etc. And look, it was so loud in the stadium. And that first half, we really give them something to cheer about. Second half, not as much. And that's down to me to try and get that consistency levels for a lot longer in games. We are working really hard. The lads have been good this week in training. We've looked at what went wrong at Cardiff. We've tried to adjust, and that's going to be the process as we move along.
Thank you. Martin, welcome to Rotherham. How's your first few days been at the club?
Yeah, thank you very much. It's been good. Been getting to know the team, my surroundings, the gaffer and everyone. It's been really good.
In terms of this move,
Yeah.
How long have you been aware of Rotherham's interest?
For a long time. Yeah, since Yuri told me that Rotherham wanted me, and there's always been, alright, cool, Rotherham League One, good standard, that's where we want to go. And then it took a very long time, but finally over the line, I guess.
So is it one of those where Matt Hamshaw and others have been bending your ear and trying to convince you to come for a while?
Yeah, no, the gaffer just did it quick, spoke to him on Zoom, and he was just honest, and like, I wouldn't be on a Zoom call if I didn't want you. So from then on, I just thought, yeah, that's it, that's all I want. Someone to tell me we want you, not, oh, can be in the squad and just play games, but he said we want you, so I think that's what got me.
As a young man, young footballer trying to make your way, that must have been fantastic to hear.
Yeah, it was, especially playing for a club like Rotherham. It's a really good standard.
Because I imagine as somebody that's scored a fair few goals for Everton's under-21s, Rotherham weren't the only team that were keen this summer, I imagine.
No, they weren't. There was a few other clubs, but Rotherham was the yes for me.
So how did Matt Hamshaw sell the club to you? Give us a little insight into what he said.
You didn't have to do much. You just had to be. He was just honest with me. Just told me what they wanted from me and what to expect, and I think that's what really pulled me into this club.
And I imagine the fact that at the minute, clearly very disappointing that Sam Nombe's picked up an injury, so the fans are desperate for some people to come in and help up front. The fact that you'll get that love immediately will help as well. Yeah,
that would just give me confidence to go and play my game and hopefully score the goals that the fans really desperately need and the team needs.
So tell us about you as a player. You know, how do you operate? What can those fans expect to see in you on the pitch?
They can expect loads of runs in behind, power, strength, goals, especially goals. Yeah.
Do you score all kinds of goals from different places? You a bit more of a kind of fox in the box kind of person? What do you reckon?
I can get the ball, I can run in behind. I can be that fox in the box. I can score my headers. I can take shots from outside the box. Just how the ball comes, really.
And how's things gone at Everton so far? They clearly think a lot of you. You've done well for them. How have you found playing with the 21s and the level that's there?
Yeah, it's been good, but like my coach has said, I've outgrown on the 21s. I needed that next step, and I think this is that next step.
How ready do you feel for playing League One football on a regular basis?
I think I'm ready to go, and it'll be a great test.
It will be a test. I'm sure it'll be different to 21s.
It definitely will be. Yeah.
Are you ready for some kind of old school defenders now? You know, those nudges in the back, all that kind of stuff. Are you ready to kind of muck in and really give it a go?
Yeah. To be honest, with the 21s, we've played the Papa John's Cup and the National League Cup, so I have kind of used to that. But now it's going to be on a regular basis, so it's going to be a good test of mental strength as well.
What have the boys been like this week in terms of the other players? Have you had to do anything crazy this week in terms of initiations yet?
No, not yet. But I've been practicing. I've already know songs and stuff to sing. So yeah.
Some of the older pros at Everton kind of said, well, you might want to expect this or this, or they told you things?
No, I had to do initiation with the first team on the Crystal Palace away. So I'll just sing that song if I have to. Justin Bieber, baby, yeah.
Oh wow, that's a real treat for everyone when it's going to come in.
The vocals will come out.
Do you fancy yourself as a singer?
Yeah, I do. I think I got great vocals. Yeah.
Brilliant. I like the confidence.
Yeah.
Are you a confident player? Does the confident man that we see here translate to the pitch?
Yeah, I think I am a confident player. Yeah, like if it doesn't go well for the whole team, I think I'm the type of person that can help the team go back into like the confident. Because being confident is important as a football player. Without confidence, you can't play. That's what I think.
And what do you hope to get from this spell, from the end of it? What are you hoping to develop in terms of your game?
Well, I'm hoping to become a better professional, so better player. Hopefully, at the end of this loan, I can be better at my hold of play, have scored the goals, and obviously, club's 100th anniversary, so hopefully do well for the club as well and just improve.
Good tick on that one.
Yeah.
Special time, isn't it, to be joining the club?
Yeah,
Special year, lots around,
really
all the kits and the celebrations. Yeah. It should be a lot of fun.
It should be, and hopefully we'll have a great season.
Yeah, in terms of the league, clearly the fans will be hoping it goes as well as possible. Are you kind of with what you've seen? Do you like the look of the teammates? Do you think that you can put some stuff together now?
Yeah, I think the team is great, and I think we actually can. It's just the fans need to get behind us, and then from then on, they'll see that we are a great team, a good group.
Tell us a little bit about you off the pitch as well. What are you into when you're not playing football?
I like the UFC a lot.
Wow.
UFC F1, and well, people always talk about padel, but that's not my game. Don't like padel. Don't like padel.
Well, as soon as you've said UFC, I'm not going to be challenging you to anything else. Is there anybody that you could take you on here?
I could take anyone in there. Yeah, I think. I think when it comes to like fighting, I think but I won't do that. But I'll take anyone in the team.
Brilliant. Well, that's a fantastic insight, Martin. Yeah. Good luck with everything.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I spoke to your manager about you on Tuesday, and he said that there were 10 other clubs after you. Some big clubs in League One.
Yeah.
Did any of those other clubs come close to changing your mind, or were you always set on Rotherham?
No, I was always set on Rotherham. Like I said, the manager just told me straight, I'm here. He wants me to come here and come play. And then, especially coming on your first loan, that's where you need game time playing. And going to the old fancy clubs where they have like 6 strikers are promising, oh yeah, you can play here and there. That's not what I need right now. Yeah. And I think the Gaffer's been really honest with me, and that's what pulled me.
Yeah, you've scored for fun at youth level, and often at like ages above your age, you know. So, ready for senior football and scoring at this level? Yeah,
I think I am, and it will be great again to see what I can do and hopefully score the goals that I've promised everyone to score.
Yeah. Physically, you look like you're going to be able to.
I'll be a handful for the defenders. Yeah.